Hey everybody, welcome back to Working Title Models. Today we're taking a look at one of the most intimidating Soviet heavy tanks of World War II. The brand new Rye Field Model 1/35 scale JS-2 model 1944. Kit number RM5160. And I'll be honest, this thing looks like it means business right in the box. Huge 122mm gun, massive cast turret, heavy armor, and Rye Field packed this kit with workable suspension, detailed tracks, and the kind of engineering that armor modelers usually love and occasionally fear. So today we'll cover the history of the real JS-2, what's inside the box, what other modelers are saying, where this kit shines, where it might fight back a little, and whether this could be the best 1/35 JS-2 currently available. Let's get into it. History of the JS-2. The JS-2, or IS-2, depending on translation, was named after Joseph Stalin and entered combat in late 1943. The Soviet Union needed something capable of dealing with German Panthers, Tigers, fortified bunkers, and anti-tank positions. The answer was simple: build something bigger. The JS-2 mounted a massive 122mm D-25T gun, capable of knocking out German armor with devastating high-explosive rounds and sheer kinetic force. The Model 1944 version introduced a simplified sloped glacis front hull, eliminating the earlier stepped nose design. That improved protection and gave the tank its iconic aggressive appearance. These tanks became breakthrough vehicles. They weren't fast, they weren't subtle, but when Soviet heavy tank regiments rolled into Berlin in 1945, everybody noticed. And visually, the JS-2 just looks mean. Low profile, heavy cast turret, massive gun barrel. It's one of those tanks that instantly commands attention in a display case. Now let's talk about the kit itself. Rye Field has really developed a reputation for highly detailed armor kits, and this release definitely follows that trend. Inside the box you get finely molded parts, detailed weld seams, slide molded gun barrel components, workable suspension, individual tracks, photo etched details, and very crisp casting textures on the turret. One thing that immediately stands out is the surface detail. The cast turret texture looks excellent right out of the box and shouldn't require much enhancement unless you really want to go crazy with Mr. Surfacer or stippling techniques. The weld beads also look restrained and realistic, not oversized like some older armored kits. Another big plus, RFM includes workable torsion bar suspension and workable tracks. That's fantastic if you enjoy natural track sag and dynamic display options. But you already know that means tiny parts, lots of cleanup, and patience. This is probably not the kit I'd hand to someone building their very first armor model. Fit and engineering. One thing Rye Field usually does very well is engineering. The parts breakdown appears logical and modern. The slide molding helps reduce seams around the gun and muzzle brake, and the suspension looks surprisingly robust. But like many highly detailed armor kits, complexity is part of the deal. If you rush this build, it will probably punish you, especially around the workable tracks, suspension alignment, and some of the smaller photo etch details. I'd strongly recommend test fitting constantly, working in sub-assemblies, and keeping the running gear square before committing to glue. The good news, if you take your time, this looks like a kit that can produce an absolutely stunning result straight from the box. What other modelers are saying? Now obviously this is still a new release, but early reactions from armor modelers have been very positive. A lot of builders are praising the crisp molding, realistic textures, modern engineering, and the overall level of detail for the price point. Rye Field kits also tend to compare favorably against older Tamiya and Dragon offerings in terms of raw detail. IPMS reviewers discussing previous JS-2 kits often praise the vehicle itself as an excellent subject for weathering and heavy Soviet finishes. And that's really where this tank shines. You can go muddy Eastern Front, dusty Berlin streets, winter whitewash, or beat up late war green with heavy chipping. This vehicle practically begs for weathering. Now, compared to a classic Tamiya armor kit, this definitely appears more complex. So the trade-off becomes, do you want easier assembly or maximum detail? And Rye Field is clearly targeting the detail crowd here. Painting and weathering. For painting, Soviet 4BO green is the obvious starting point. You can use Tamiya XF58 olive green as a base, AK Real Colors Russian green, or Ammo by MiG Soviet greens. For modulation, I'd lighten panels with mixes of buff, deck tan, or yellow-green tones. And honestly, this tank would look fantastic with restrained weathering. The JS-2 already has a brutal industrial look. A little dust, fuel staining, worn edges, and track grime go a long way. Flory, dark dirt washes would work beautifully here. And the large cast turret gives you a great opportunity for oil dot fading and texture effects. Another nice touch would be heat staining around the muzzle brake and exhaust weathering around the rear deck. Final thoughts. So what's the verdict on the Rye Field JS-2 model 1944? Honestly, this looks like one of the best modern 135th JS-2 kits currently available. You're getting excellent detail, modern molding, workable features, and a vehicle with tremendous display presence. The trade-off is complexity. This probably aimed at intermediate to advanced model builders rather than beginners. But if you enjoy detailed armor kits and don't mind some careful assembly work, this thing could build into an absolute monster on the shelf. And really, it's hard not to love the look of a JS-2. Basically, it's Soviet engineering translated into tank form. Make it bigger, add a bigger gun, and send it to Berlin. And honestly, that's hard to argue with. Outro. If you enjoyed this review, be sure to hit like, subscribe, and ring the bell so you don't miss future builds, reviews, and modeling videos here on Working Title Models. And let me know in the comments, what's your favorite Soviet armor kit? Tamiya, Dragon, Miniart, Rye Field? I'd love to hear what you think. And remember, we're not just building models, we're bringing them to life.